Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why the harder you chase someone, the faster they seem to slip away? Why the more you pour your time, energy and soul into proving your worth, the less they seem to care? It's because chasing is not love. Chasing is fear. It's a silent admission that you don't believe you're enough as you are, that you need their approval, their attention, their validation to feel whole. And here's the brutal truth. In this life, the one who chases always loses. Why? Because desperation repels what you want. It tells the world you are powerless. But here's the paradox. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you pull back and turn your focus inward, everything begins to shift. The universe, people, even the one who left you, they feel that change, that quiet, unshakable confidence. This is what the Stoics taught, that the only true control you have is over yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your emotions. The rest? It's noise. And when you stop trying to grip what isn't yours to hold, you start to attract what's truly meant for you. This is the story of every man who's been broken by love, a man who begged, pleaded, and waited by the phone, only to realize that all that chasing didn't make her want him more. It made her lose respect for him. But when he let go, when he poured his pain into building himself, something incredible happened. She noticed, she questioned, she regretted, because the man she thought she could replace had evolved into someone she could never reach again. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about games. This is about becoming a man so rooted, so grounded, so untouchable that nothing and no one can shake your peace again. It's about power, the quiet, disciplined power that draws everything meant for you right into your orbit, naturally. If you've been betrayed, if you've been left wondering why you weren't enough, then this is your wake-up call. No more chasing, no more begging, no more proving. From this moment on, you reclaim your crown, your dignity, and your energy. If you're ready to rise, if you're ready to step fully into your power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My power is mine again. Now let's begin. Number 1. The illusion of control. Here's the lie we tell ourselves when someone walks away. If I just try harder, if I just prove my worth, if I just show them I've changed, they'll come back. Nope. That mindset is poison because it convinces you that your value depends on their validation. It makes you a prisoner to their opinion, their actions, their attention. And that's not power, that's weakness. The Stoics taught that control is an illusion. You cannot control how someone feels about you. You cannot control their choices, their loyalty, or their love. The only thing you will ever have control over is yourself, your mind, your actions, your energy. And the moment you accept that truth, the moment you stop trying to manipulate the outcome, you free yourself from the invisible chains that kept you chasing. Think about it. Every time you double text, beg for a second chance, or post something just to get their attention, what are you really doing? You're handing them your power on a silver platter. And do you know what people do when you hand them your power? They stop respecting you. They stop valuing you. But the moment you step back, the moment you say, "This is out of my control, but I am not out of options," something shifts, because real strength isn't found in chasing, it's found in letting go. And that detachment is magnetic. When you no longer need their response, their approval, or their presence, you become dangerous in the best possible way. If you're done living in the illusion of control, if you're ready to focus on what truly matters, yourself, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose my power over my pain. Number 2. Silence is your superpower. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. When you stop chasing, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop fighting to be heard, something incredible happens. The noise dies down, and your absence begins to speak louder than your words ever could. That's the power of silence. It forces them to sit with the reality of what they've lost. See, people expect reactions. They expect you to beg, to cry, to argue, to keep the conversation alive because your silence makes them uncomfortable. But when you refuse to give them that satisfaction, when you master the art of detachment, you become unpredictable. And unpredictability is powerful. It keeps them guessing. It makes them wonder if you're truly done, or worse, if you've leveled up so far beyond them that they don't even matter anymore. Silence isn't passive, it's active strength. Every second you stay quiet, you're sending a message. I don't need you to validate me. I don't need you to fix what you broke. I don't need you at all. And that's when the shift happens. They start to remember the moments you were there, the attention, the loyalty, the love you gave freely. And now, it's gone. This is where Stoicism and dark psychology meet. By withholding what they once took for granted, you create a vacuum. And nature hates a vacuum. Your silence plants seeds of doubt in their mind, and those seeds grow into regret. If you're ready to embrace the quiet power of silence, if you're ready to let your absence do the talking, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks louder than words. Number 3. The shift from victim to victor. Heartbreak tricks you into believing you've been stripped of power. You sit there replaying every moment, every conversation, asking yourself what you could have done differently. That spiral, that endless loop of what-ifs, is where men lose themselves. But here's the truth. You're not a victim unless you choose to stay one. The Stoics believed that pain itself is neutral. It's our judgment of it that gives it power. The woman who left you, she didn't destroy you. She revealed you. She showed you where your weaknesses were, where your insecurities lived, and where your boundaries were too thin. And now you get to rebuild stronger, sharper, more unshakable. When you stop seeing heartbreak as the end and start seeing it as the fire that forges you, everything changes. Suddenly, you're no longer the man begging for answers. You're the man writing a new story. Every workout, every dollar earned, every hour spent sharpening your mind becomes a brick in the foundation of your new life. And here's the part that stings for her. She won't recognize this new version of you. She'll look at you and see the man she underestimated, the man she took for granted, the man who has now outgrown her entirely. That's the shift, from victim to victor, from powerless to powerful. If you're ready to stop reliving the past and start rewriting your future, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise stronger from my pain. Number 4. The dark psychology of absence. Absence is a weapon, one of the sharpest you'll ever wield. When you disappear from someone's life, especially someone who thought you'd always be there, you trigger something deep in their psychology. People crave what they can't easily access. And when you pull yourself away, you become scarce. Scarcity creates value, and value creates desire. This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding human nature. When you stop showing up in her world, no texts, no calls, no late-night check-ins, you force her to feel the silence. She starts to notice the void where your presence used to be. That quiet morning text she took for granted, gone. The constant reassurance that she was wanted, gone. And slowly, that absence starts to gnaw at her. Dark psychology teaches us that detachment flips the power dynamic. When you're no longer available, no longer predictable, you plant a question in her mind. Did I make a mistake? Did I lose him for good? That question keeps her up at night. And here's the secret. You don't have to do anything. Your absence does all the work for you. But here's the beauty. Absence doesn't just punish them. It heals you. It gives you space to rebuild without distraction. It allows you to channel your energy inward, to grow into the version of yourself that doesn't need anyone's validation. And when you reach that point, when your presence is a choice, not a need, you become untouchable. If you're ready to turn your absence into power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My absence commands respect. Number 5. The Stoic Rebuild. This is where the transformation begins. When you stop chasing, when you cut off the noise and turn all that energy inward, you start the Stoic Rebuild, brick by brick, piece by piece, becoming a man who doesn't just survive the heartbreak, but uses it as fuel. The gym becomes your temple. Every rep, every drop of sweat is you reclaiming what you lost. Your finances? They become your fortress. Every extra hour you work, every dollar you save or invest, is a brick in a wall that no one can knock down. Your mind? That's the command center. You feed it with books, discipline, and silence, because you understand that true strength starts in the mind long before it shows up anywhere else. This rebuild isn't about impressing her or anyone else. It's about becoming so complete, so grounded, that the thought of chasing anyone ever again feels absurd. You're not just healing, you're evolving. You're becoming a man of purpose, a man of presence, a man who commands respect simply by existing. And here's what's inevitable. She'll notice. They always do. The version of you she walked away from is gone, and in his place stands someone unrecognizable, someone who doesn't need her, doesn't seek her, and doesn't flinch if she comes crawling back. If you're ready to rebuild, to turn pain into power and silence into strength, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rebuild myself for me. Number 6. Emotional control equals power. A man who controls his emotions controls the room. Think about it. The world is full of people who react. They lash out when they're angry, break down when they're hurt, and crumble under pressure. But a stoic man, he's different. He doesn't react. He responds. And that calm, unshakable presence is what makes him powerful. When she walked away, she expected chaos. She expected you to blow up her phone, beg for another chance, or spiral in desperation. But when you stayed calm, when you let her absence roll off you like water on stone, you broke the script. That's why emotional control is so magnetic, because it's rare. Dark psychology reveals a truth most people never understand. People crave what they can't predict. And when your emotions are steady, when your actions are deliberate, you become unpredictable. She can't read you. She can't manipulate you. She can't control you. That mystery, that emotional discipline, makes her second-guess every choice she made. But here's the deeper reward. Emotional control isn't just about her. It's about you. It's about walking through life with a sense of grounded confidence, knowing that nothing outside of you can dictate your peace. Not her, not circumstances, not chaos. You own your reactions, and by owning them, you own yourself. If you're ready to master your emotions, if you're ready to build the kind of power that can't be shaken, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Calm is my greatest weapon. Number 7. Her regret is inevitable. Here's the reality. When you stop chasing, when you vanish into your silence and pour your energy into becoming better, regret is inevitable. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but eventually she'll feel it. She'll notice the shift, the energy, the strength radiating from the man she thought she had figured out. At first it's subtle. She checks your social media, not because she cares, or so she tells herself, but because curiosity has started to grow. She wonders what you're up to, wonders why you're not reaching out, wonders if you've replaced her. And that curiosity? It only grows with your absence. Then the whispers of regret creep in. She starts remembering the way you treated her, the loyalty you gave so freely, the version of you who was always there. And now, that version is gone, replaced by a man she no longer has access to. That's when the panic sets in, because nothing stings more than realizing the person you walked away from no longer needs you. But here's the key. Her regret is not your goal, your growth is. Her regret is just the byproduct of you choosing yourself. Because when you become the man who no longer needs anyone's validation, the world, and yes, even her, starts to notice. If you're ready to stop worrying about when she'll regret it and start focusing on your own evolution, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I evolve with or without you. Number 8. Attraction through detachment. Here's the paradox most men never understand. The less you need someone, the more magnetic you become. Detachment isn't about apathy, it's about self-mastery. It's knowing that you are whole, with or without them, and that your value doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's presence or absence in your life. When you detach, you shift the energy completely. You stop trying to convince her of your worth, and instead, you let your silence, your growth, and your presence do the talking. And here's where dark psychology kicks in. Humans are wired to desire what they feel they can't fully have. Your detachment creates that dynamic. Suddenly, you're not predictable anymore. You're not accessible on demand. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're no longer orbiting around her. That mystery, that self-contained energy, is what draws people in, because confidence and independence are irresistible. But the true power of detachment isn't about attracting her back. It's about attracting a better version of yourself. The man who doesn't need anyone to validate him becomes the man everyone wants to be around. And that's when life starts to align. Opportunities, relationships, and respect flow naturally to the man who stands solid on his own 2 feet. If you're ready to embrace detachment, if you're ready to step fully into your own power, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I attract by needing nothing. Number 9. Become untouchable. There's a level you reach where nothing and no one can shake you, where her choices, her absence, even her silence don't rattle your peace. That's what it means to become untouchable. It's not about being cold, it's about being complete. When you stop giving people the power to disrupt your emotions, you become the calm in the storm, the eye of the hurricane. This is the essence of Stoicism, mastering the self so deeply that external chaos has no hold on you. People feel that energy. They can sense when a man is truly grounded, when his worth doesn't rise and fall with the opinions of others. And that kind of man, he becomes magnetic, not because he tries, but because his peace speaks louder than his presence. Dark psychology calls this emotional independence. When you are immune to manipulation, when you can't be baited or triggered, you stand apart from the crowd. She might try to test you, to poke at the old wounds, but nothing works. And that quiet strength, it's intoxicating. But here's the real gift. Becoming untouchable isn't about her. It's about freedom. Freedom from fear, from need, from the endless cycle of chasing and losing. When you master yourself, you master your life. And no one, not her, not anyone, can take that from you. If you're ready to reach that level, to rise above the noise and own your peace, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am my own fortress. Number 10. The path forward. This is where everything changes, where you stop looking back and start walking forward. The pain, the heartbreak, the sleepless nights. They've all served their purpose. They broke you open, forced you to confront yourself, and gave you the opportunity to rebuild into someone stronger, sharper, and unshakable. The path forward isn't about proving her wrong. It's not about revenge or validation. It's about stepping fully into the man you were always meant to be. A man of purpose, discipline, and peace. Because when you live for yourself, when your happiness is built on your own foundation, nobody can take it from you. And here's the most beautiful part. When you stop chasing what's running from you, what's truly meant for you will find you. The right people, the right opportunities, the right energy. They'll all gravitate toward the man who stands tall in his silence, confident in his power, and content in his solitude. So take the lessons, take the pain, and let them forge you into something extraordinary. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to beg. You don't need to prove. You just need to keep building, keep growing, and keep walking forward. If you're ready to leave the past where it belongs and claim the life you deserve, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk forward, unshaken. So here's the truth, brother. You never needed to chase. You never needed to beg, to plead, or to prove your worth to anyone. Every moment you thought you'd lost power, every sleepless night replaying what went wrong, was actually preparing you for this. The moment you finally understood that the only person you've ever needed to choose is you. The Stoics had it right all along. Focus only on what you can control: your mind, your actions, your energy. Let go of everything else. Because when you stop gripping what's slipping away, you finally make room for what's meant to stay. This journey, from heartbreak to silence to becoming untouchable, isn't easy. But every step you take forward, every ounce of pain you turn into progress, is you stepping into the man you were always meant to be. And that man, he doesn't chase, he attracts. Naturally, effortlessly. So, if you're ready to walk that path, if you're ready to stop chasing and start becoming, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose myself always. And remember, what's meant for you will never need to be chased. Let it come. Let it find you. Because you, my friend, are no longer the man who runs after ghosts. You are the man they'll never forget.